The big tournament is tomorrow. I've been working on my deck for straight 20 hours and only had a single cup of coffee. Hello there, darling. Wait. What's happening? What's going on? Oh, darling, calm down. I'm just your subconscious desire to win at a children's card game. Oh, please don't tell me this is one of DD's new experiments again. You might have slipped something in your coffee. You wanted to test out his new theory and all, but that's not important. I saw your problem. Big tournament ahead, don't you? Well, don't worry, darling. Don't fret, because I have the solution. A brand new deck. A deck that will help you achieve the victory you so desire. Please don't tell me you're going to suggest that I will play Evil Eye. What? Evil? Oh, no, darling. We're not sinking that low. Not yet, anyway. But you do want to win, right? Well, yeah, of course I do. Everyone wants to win, but... Well, I have the perfect solution right here. An FTK deck. Isn't it going a bit too far? I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a two-player game, after all. Look, darling, I don't really have time for this. Just take the damn deck. Okay, I will use it. Jeez. Greetings, duelists. Welcome to the Snake Den. I'm your host, Rocket Man from Team Snek. Here we go again.
It's a Snek.
I'm only human. We all make mistakes, and how the hell does he always know? Anyways, welcome, duelists. As explained before, I'm going to be profiling a deck, an FTK deck. Now I know the moment you hear FTK, your reaction is probably something like this. No! It's a totally understandable reaction. Nobody likes playing against an FTK deck because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is supposedly a two-player game. Two-player game. That being said, of course, this deck will mostly be used, or in my opinion, will mostly be used if you want to be a dick and piss people off. Plus, I managed to acquire the cards necessary to make this deck work, and I wanted to test it out and see what the possibilities are, because you always have to try and test out new things in Yu-Gi-Oh! To keep things fresh and interesting. So, basically, it's for that. And if you just want to piss people off at the locals, well, why the hell not? This deck works perfectly for that reason. Unless you're going up against a deck that really likes to mill, yeah, then you're going to have a little bit of a problem. Before we continue on to the deck profile though, I want to talk a little bit about what the Mayakashi FTK is. It's basically revolves around Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, which has an effect that states, when you special summon a zombie type monster, send the top two cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So basically the objective of the deck is to mill your opponent and deck them out. And basically Mayakashi, if you are familiar with the archetype, is basically a zombie synchro deck that revolves around synchro climbing. Basically you make first one level 3 synchro, then a level 5, then a level 7, and that goes on and on until you're level 11. So basically the idea is to have Soul Absorbing Bone Tower on the field, make your Mayakashi plays, and then mill as many cards of your opponent as possible. This is especially handy because when you do it, the tuner monster of the archetype automatically resummons itself the moment a Mayakashi monster is summoned from the extra deck. So basically, whenever you use this, your opponent has to mill at least 4 cards, which, when you tally it up, can become quite a lot. So basically, that's the gist of the FTK. Rather consistent, rather good, has some problems with it because, well, every archetype has problems, every deck has their weaknesses because it needs to be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So yeah, let's go right into the deck profile. So here we are, duelist, at the deck profile table, right here in the Snake Den, and, well, let's just get right into it. I already explained what the archetype is capable of, so let's just go right into it. We'll start, of course, up with the heart and soul of the deck, 3 copies of Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. Now, I already explained what this card does, but really the idea is to special summon this, or normal summon with an additional normal summon, and get it out of the field, because this card is absolutely necessary for the FTK. You need to run 3 copies of this card. It's a very old card, so it might be a little bit expensive, but not impossible to get. So, get this out on the field, and then basically start your shenanigans, and all things should go well from that point on. Many ways to get this out and still keep your normal summon. Call of the Mummy, double summon, you name it. All kinds of possibilities. Next, for the Mayakashi engine, we run 3 Hajun doing Mayakashi. Hajun's effect is very simple. You normal special summon this card, take a special summon a Mayakashi monster from your deck. Pretty self-explanatory, and the reason why we run Called by the Grave, honestly, because if this gets ashed, then your entire play is dead. Absolutely as dead in the water as can be. Then we play 2 of the tuner Dark Key of the Graceful Mayakashi. explained her effect before, but basically when the Mayakashi monster is special summoned from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. So basically, the thing is, have Soul Absorbing Bone Tower on the field, summon Hajun, special summon Daki, and then basically synchro up and keep going on and on and on like that. I will probably release a combo tutorial separately from this, but yeah. You can run 3 copies. I would recommend that. I didn't get a 3rd copy, but I definitely recommend a 3rd copy of Daki if possible. I will, however, note that you can only control 1 copy of this card, so yeah. Then 3 copies of Yuki Masume, the Ice Mayakashi. What's so great about this card is both its free special summon and a Foolish Burial. Basically, when you have a Mayakashi monster on the field other than this card, you can reveal this card from your hand, special summon it, and then you can send 1 zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. Not just a Mayakashi monster, but any zombie monster. So basically, you can send a free Mizuki. Basically, it's great Foolish Burial. So automatically around a free special summon works well in town with Bone Tower's effect. So nothing can go wrong here with this card. Also, summonable by 1 for 1, but I don't know the way we do it. And for the Fire Mayakashi monster 1, Shafu, the Wheel Mayakashi. Basically, this card can special summon a Mayakashi monster from the graveyard when normal special summoned. Only run it at a 1-off. I mean, you could probably just remove this card and play it for Daki. I don't have that, like I said before. So this card works general. I barely go into it or barely draw it, but hey, it's usable. It's fine. It does the deck just well. And in the case you have a Foolish Burial hand, you can sack Daki to the graveyard, summon this, special summon this, and then go into it from there. Very simple to do. So yeah, that's basically just it. But if you can, for Daki is a better option. Then for the generic zombie stuff, free Solitaire, free Unizombie, free Mizuki, and 1 Gosuki. We don't play any hand traps here. Solitaire because, well, it's free special summon. Unizombie because dumping and increasing its level. Gosuki, free dump. Mizuki, free special summon. And of course, all special summoning zombie monsters works out, of course, great in tow with our main key card of the deck, our Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. So yeah, there. This is just a basically generic zombie engine. It works fine in the deck as a secondary option if you don't have all your Mayakashi plays ready. And Solitaire can also special summon Daki from the deck because it's a tuner monster and it has 0 defense points. So there. Then we go to the spells because we don't play any traps. 3 copies of Mayakashi Return. Mayakashi Return is both a Searcher and a Foolish Burial, basically Rhoda and Foolish Burial mixed. You can activate this card, add 1 Mayakashi monster from your deck to your hand, or send it to the graveyard. Either one would be fine. Then 3 copies of Call of the Mummy. This card is basically used when if you control the monster, you can special summon a zombie type monster for him. Use this to, of course, great advantage to special summon your Soul Absorbing Bone Tower to your field, and then just proceed accordingly. I mean, it's best that you just use it to this. There are other options like this. The other option in this case is double summon, which allows an extra normal summon. Now you rather special summon it because of Bone Tower's effect, but double summon works just fine. You just need to get Bone Tower and your Hajun on the field as best as possible, or any other thing that works great in that effect, because, well, it's just absolutely necessary that you get 2 monsters out. Freak, and finally for the last 3 copies of Called by the Grave. This card I feel is better than Ash Blossom or Effect Player than hand traps, mostly because, well, if this card gets, basically explain it like this. Hajun is the key card used in conjunction. You want to have Absorbing Bone Tower in your hand, Call of the Mummy, or double summon and Hajun. But if Hajun gets edged, that's it. You have no other place. You get maybe that 1 mil off, but that's not necessary. So Call by the Grave is absolutely necessary to stop Ash Blossoms, to stop Veilers, you name it. It's more important than anything than the hand traps. So Call by the Grave at 3 is absolutely necessary in this deck, because 1 Ash and it's over. Your entire play just stops right there. So yeah, absolutely you need Call by the Grave. Then we have a couple of one-offs. One for 1, just to special summon your Hajun from your deck. Basically that. 1 Monster Reborn, special summon of course, and it's Monster Reborn. World Legacy Assassin, once again, Mayakashi have their own link monsters, so World Legacy Assassin is also a free special summon. Foolish Burial, because, well, it's Foolish Burial and in a zombie deck, it should be obvious by then. 1 Overdone Burial, also a free special summon at the cost of this card. Not really the best card to play in this deck, if I'm completely honest, but hey, it's the best option I got right now at this point, so yeah, I'm not complaining. And 1 day of peace. 1 day of peace is mostly because, well, you don't rely on damage to win. And in the case you have a bad hand, you can activate this card, draw a card, and protect yourself for a turn. And finally we go into the extra deck. I'll go to it relatively fast. 2 copies of Oro Guru, I think that's how you pronounce it. The level 3 Mayakashi Synchro. They basically all have effects when they're special summoned from the graveyard, so when they're synchro summoned that's not really important. And you probably don't go into it because, well, your goal is to mill your opponent in the first turn. But yeah, if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, this turn your monsters cannot be destroyed in battle. So quite alright. And this one is a fun one. Tsugamoku the Poisonous Mayakashi, level 5 Mayakashi Synchro. When these special summoned from the graveyard, you and your opponent mill the top 3 card of your deck. So in the case that you just don't have yet enough to mill your opponent, you can both special summon this card, which means your opponent has to mill 5 cards because, well, they have to mill 3. 2 copies of the level 7 Tengu the Winged Mayakashi. When this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can destroy a spell track what your opponent controls. And the fun thing about this does not target. Yeah. Yoko the Graceful Mayakashi, one of the most beautiful artwork cards in the game. When special summoned from the graveyard, destroy a monster your opponent fields. Also does not target. Yeah, that's really great about these 2 cards. They don't target. So that makes them so absolutely deadly. And the final Mayakashi sequel to Gajuro, the Skeletal Mayakashi, doesn't really have much of an effect that should be worried about. When special from the graveyard, this face of card is unaffected by other card effects. Yeah. And basically all their effects is, if they are destroyed, you can summon one from lower level from the graveyard. So if this is destroyed, you can special summon this is destroyed, you can special summon this, and etc, etc. Basically it's like that. So basically these are all the Mayakashi Synchros. You run each of them at 2, well, basically because you want to go into them as soon and as more as possible. Quite a bunch of fun, and one of the most beautiful artworks I've ever seen. Finally, for the Link monsters, we have 2 Yugi-Ara the Ice Mayakashi. Basically, it's the Link monster. You will go first into the Synchros, then you go to the Link, and then you continue on Synchro. Very, very good card. It cannot be attacked while opposed to a Mayakashi monster, so it's really great. And finally, for some generic stuff, 1 Borderlord Dragon, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Cerberus. You never go into this, but in the case you should, it's always easy. And that's mostly the reason you never go into this, because of Daki's effect, because when you use Daki's effect, you cannot summon anything else from the extra deck except Mayakashi monsters. So yeah, that was basically the deck. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that deck profile. Hope I gave you all the information you need. I will probably upload a combo tutorial, a very simple one, very soon to coincide with this video. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the deck profile. Give me any tips or deck ideas down below because we would love to read those. And if you have any questions, well, feel free to ask them and we will be sure to answer them. This was the Rocket Man from Team Snek, and I wish you all a very good day and happy dueling, you guys.